Coming up next in the alpha male universe.
And on the internet, they say, Sean Strickland confronted Derek Moneyberg. Like, that's not true. I go see the guy, I see him in the lobby. I say, Sean, come talk with me. And he kind of, we can talk at the gym tomorrow. So I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I fly tomorrow. But I'd appreciate it if you take a minute to come talk with me. We walk away a few feet and we have a little conversation for, 90 seconds maybe. I say, I'm going to go back to the gym in an hour. Yeah. If you believe that stuff, we can train together tonight. We kind of head down and look away. You don't want to make eye contact. So then I say, Sean, I don't think you even believe what you're saying, but if you believe that, then do a grappling match with me. We'll do a public grappling match. I said, you can't tap me. You're not going to tap me in a grappling match. We walk to the elevator. He takes the phone out when we're by the elevator, totally changes his persona, and now he's a tough guy on camera. He's not a tough guy. He's just a bully.
Wait a minute, that's that broccoli head person's podcast who interviewed Azuli. Holy shit, man. How are all of these characters interconnected? But I guess that's the alpha male universe. So welcome back to the Bubba YouTube channel. This AMU episode is gonna get crazy, so be sure to buckle up. Now, Derek Gold Moneyberg, he's actually quite the infamous character floating around the internet. A lot of people despise this guy, and we're gonna get all into it. This is gonna be an introduction video for Gold Moneyberg, and I'll let the community decide if he truly should be an AMU character. At the very least, the very minimum, I think that he is definitely AMU adjacent, and I'm always trying to keep the content fresh and exciting. So here we are talking about this meatball looking character. People are actually saying that he looks like Jabba the Hutt, and now he's being roasted by Jabba the Hutt. Yeah, that's just kind of crazy how the universe works. But anyway, it's gonna get wild, so be sure to get in the flow state, and let's get this show on the fucking road.
Crazy enough, guys. Look who I ran into. This guy's real big, real jack. And he says, why do I call him a scumbag on the internet? This is why I asked. And again, you could say...
So you got to do that for camera. You can't have a private conversation like an adult. You can only do things for the internet. You can't have a private
because
conversation.
What I have to say is factual. And you guys...
It's not factual.
So you guys, let me tell you why I don't... Would I like to get free money from this guy? Yeah, sure. Would I pay me money for?
But Sean, when I just asked you, hey, have a conversation.
Well, you asked me why I called you a scumbag.
Then you need to have your camera. You can only talk on the internet.
But I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I called you a scumbag.
Only on the internet.
But I'll tell you why I called you a scumbag.
You're the one being the fucking scumbag right now.
No, I'll tell you why.
I'm saying it to your face.
I'll tell you why.
You're the one being the fucking scumbag right now.
Alright, so it's my job to explain the madness in the AMU, okay? So this beef, Sean Strickland, actually once again appearing here in the AMU. This is crazy now. I never would have thought that the UFC would become a part of all of this madness, but here we are, right? So the beef between Sean Strickland and Derek Jabba the Hutt Moneyberg is that a lot of people are calling out Derek because he will have these UFC fighters, these professional fighters on his show, and he is super insecure. He's super butthurt by the fact that there are people on the internet who are calling him out and saying how it's staged and so on. And Sean Strickland is actually one of these people doing so. Now, what is hilarious is that Derek's like, oh yeah, I'm saying it to your face. Well, not really, you fucking lame, because you're saying it to the back of his head. I'm pretty sure that if Sean Strickland made eye contact with Derek, he probably would have crashed out and destroyed him. I'm pretty sure Sean Strickland was trying to restrain himself because you could kind of tell the energy change when the bag dropped off his shoulder. So let's jump into more of it and hear what Sean has to say.
You're the one being the fucking scumbag right now.
I love my fans more than anything, you guys. And would I love to go take free money from this guy and peddle? Yeah, would I love to make free money from this guy? I would. I absolutely fucking would. I fucking would love to. But this man takes advantage of low-paid UFC fighters who are great men who are just trying to make their mortgage and live a life. And he takes advantage of these men and he uses their platform to peddle financial scams, and he sues people. And what he does is so dishonest and so scummy that no, I will not. Just because you're nice and you shake my hand and you say you're my buddy, no, you are a fraud. You are dishonest, you fraud people. This is why you don't want to be on camera, because you know everything I say is true. You've sued your people.
So Derek Golden Moneyberg is a very sensitive meatball man, right? He crashes out and cries whenever people start calling him out for his bullshit. And I honestly really think that it speaks volumes that he just walked away, right? Like, if you want to try to be like an alpha guy or whatever, and you're trying to pretend that you are fronting Sean Strickland, like, you might as well just stay in the video and like give your 2 cents. But running away is just the worst look ever. It just makes you seem like you're afraid. It makes you seem like you're not a real man. And honestly, it's not really about seem. I already know that this guy is a weirdo, right? I mean, I can't understand how this guy doesn't have cauliflower ear. He has like cauliflower face. It's like the weirdest shit ever. So let's listen back with Sean Strickland's final closing thoughts.
I will never peddle his shit to you guys because I love you guys, man. Financial advice is easy. It's easy. Invest in solid mutual funds. Have a high yield account. You can buy individual stocks, but it's risky. I wouldn't recommend it unless you really pay attention. Real estate also risky. Your best real estate investment is going to be your first house when interest rates are better. But you are a scumbag and you're a fraudster, and the fact that you can't have this conversation on camera because you know everything I'm saying is true, and you won't use my platform or my name to peddle your shit to my followers. Ain't happening, dude. Go scam somebody else.
I understand that Sean Strickland is a controversial person in the UFC world, but to be honest, man, just like from watching this clip, I think that he's a pretty down-to-earth guy that doesn't have any bad intentions towards anybody. Like, the advice that he gave is solid, right? Like, index funds, have a high-yield savings account, and then everything else is, you know, pretty risky. Like, he's not wrong with that, right? So yeah, if you're not maxing out your Roth IRA, please be sure to do so, right? Just looking out for the Bubba army. But guys, like, this whole thing is just so wild, right? Because Sean is not wrong at all. Like, you should have been a man and stayed in the video. All you did was just run away. Run away, Gold Moneyberg, meatball man, right?
Saying it to your face.
I'll tell you what.
You're the one being the fucking scumbag, right?
It's just so wild. I don't understand this. This shit is so ridiculous. There's just no way that Derek Gold Moneyberg isn't an AMU character. And if you're still watching this, man, then please be sure to hit that subscribe button because you've made it 7 minutes in. So we had all of that drama happen, right, between the two. Instead of Gold Moneyberg being a man and actually having a one-to-one conversation with Sean Strickland, he decided to do this.
I think you could tap me in 5 minutes. You want to say all this tough guy? I've tried to be a gentleman to him several times. I think he just wants to talk for clicks and views. And that's okay if you want to talk. But then when you get into the realm of saying like disparaging things that are bad for my reputation and bad for my business, well, now you owe me money.
Yeah, he is pretty unfiltered.
It's not just unfiltered, it's detached from reality at that point. The things that he's saying are just simply not true. You can say you doubt my black belt, but you can't say that I steal money from people, you're a scammer, you're this, you're that. It's like, it's just not true.
Yeah.
It's disappointing. I would have liked to have a different type of relationship with him, but I reached out to him when he did talk about me publicly. I wrote to him privately and tried to fix that. He didn't want to do anything reasonable.
You think it's too late to mediate this through a mutual friend, or?
I've tried 4 times. I'm done trying. He said things that are damaging to my reputation and my company, and he owes me for that.
So instead of being a grown-ass man and talking to Sean face to face, this guy has to use a broccoli head as like therapy and cry about his emotions and his feelings being hurt. I mean, you gotta be the biggest bitch of all time to try to claim that you're in the fighting world or whatever, and then on the other hand, sue a UFC fighter because your feelings are hurt. Like, do you need a little sippy cup, Derek Gold Moneyberg? Like, you need to be like your tummy pat, your back pat, and the sippy cup in your boca. Like, that is so cringe, bro. That is so cringe to have to sue somebody. This is such a joke, man. I mean, I just can't believe people like this exist. And you know what? I didn't even get into like the main controversy as to why most people in the MMA and the jiu-jitsu world absolutely despise the meatball, right? So let me actually show that clip.
I got my black belt in 3 years and 7 months.
You're top 1% in multiple fields. It's not just fighting, right? Business, stocks, could probably name a few more.
It's not even a cocky thing. It's just objectively true. Of like, if we go to the gym and lift weights, I'm stronger than more than 99% of the people in the gym. Even with all the UFC guys, a lot of the UFC guys I've trained with, and the other ones, I'm not calling them out or challenging them, but I'm like, yeah, I'll be happy to train with you, respectfully. And so, many of the top fighters in the world, the people that know me and trained with me said amazing things. And then, of course, people around them, of course, they ask, hey, you know that guy, is that legit? And they'd be like, oh, yeah. But, for people that don't train much or people that took, 12, 15 years to get their belt, they're a little offended by that. I put in the same number of hours. I just did it in a more compressed amount of time and with, many of the top coaches in the world. So I don't even think it should be so controversial, but
You said a little offended. I'd say some people got very offended based off what I was seeing on social media. It was very interesting.
So the thing is with Derek Gold Moneyberg is that he wants to claim that he's like one of the fastest learners in jiu-jitsu, that he's better than pretty much everybody that attempted to get a black belt. And it was because of his resources and the fact that he doesn't actually have to work a real job, that he had way more time to dedicate to the world of fighting. Now, a lot of people are way more of an expert, right, in this field than me. I mean, there are some people who have dedicated their entire lives, but with this situation, right, Derek Gold Moneyberg is simply exposed by the fact that whenever he shows like mat footage, people will always be quick to point out how it just never really looks like the UFC fighters or the professional fighters or whoever, right, are actually going in on him. Like, there really is no footage I've ever seen of this guy at a tournament or anything like that. And you would just think that somebody who apparently got his black belt in record time, like there would be like legitimate footage, right? There would be examples of him being like a phenom, but there's nothing. And that's just the weirdest thing. And whenever you start asking yourself, or you have that weird feeling in your gut, you're gonna pretty much be right most of the time. And so yeah, with Derek Gold Moneyberg's claim that he got this belt legitimately and everything, yeah, I don't believe that bullshit, right? But you know what? Let's continue on and kind of explore some of his philosophy, and then we'll round out the video.
Confidence is not a thought like, I'm confident that the people are going to like me. I'm confident that my idea or theory will be well accepted. Confidence is, I'm so confident in my way of life. I'm so confident that the things that I'm doing are going to get me to the place that I want to be, that I don't give a if nobody likes it. I'm still going to keep.
Yeah, that was just dumb as shit. He was not explaining what confidence is. He was explaining what arrogance is, right? And they should not be confused for each other. There is somebody that I met in my life, right, in my career field, who I strive to just be 1/10 of their excellence. And he taught me that competence builds confidence, right? You shouldn't just pretend that you know everything about the world, right? Like, you should learn through experiences and develop confidence, right, from the fact that you are competent. I don't understand why he's trying to just blab his meatball mouth about, oh, this is what confidence is. Basically, just tell people to screw off, right? That's not what you're talking about. You're talking about arrogance. And it just drives me insane because there are young men who are, for some reason, looking up to a person like Derek Gold Moneyberg. And you know, at the end of the day, you're a grown ass fucking man. You can do whatever you want, right? I'm just simply going to show the clips and give my opinions on this. But I really think that Derek Gold Moneyberg is an addition to the AMU. And I think that the community, you guys, the audience, I think you guys are gonna agree, right? And so we'll have to like delve deeper into who this character is or their shenanigans. But man, this thing had everything. UFC drama, Sean Strickland, Broccoli Head made a cameo once again. Like, this really does feel like a universe. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll see you in a future video. If you made it this far, right, 12 minutes in, 13 minutes in, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and join this awesome community. Really appreciate everyone engaging with the content, and I can't wait to drop another video. Till next time, guys. Later.